Hey everybody, Freaks here, and I'm bringing you another game from the Hive Mind Summer Tournament. And obviously this is from the Bronze-Silver bracket. We've got DrZerg, the purple Zerg, here in the bottom left of ESV Core Hall Compound. And here at the top right, we've got Noodolsky as the red Protoss. And good luck have Batman coming out from DrZerg here. Good luck have Batman. I forget what that's a reference to. I can't remember. He's told me once before, but you're supposed to reply something back to that, just to acknowledge to the other player that you realize that reference they're making. Yeah, you did, DrZerg. We saw that. You got like one drone going, and the rest of them just kind of dinking around there for that F1 split, and everyone saw that. So everyone's gonna know that they have a early advantage over you because you failed your F1 split. Just kidding. It actually doesn't matter that much. Anyway, obviously see this Overlord go to do some scouting. Pretty sure that's what all Zergs do. I suppose I'll take this early time to punch Hive Mind, as we always do at the beginning of these games. And, you know, everything's going on, and you're not really sure. Well, actually, never mind. I was about to say everything's standard, you know, this early game, but we see two pylons coming from Noodolsky. I don't know if I agree with this timing. Hopefully gonna get a gate there. Yeah, that's a gateway. Two pylons that early, that's kind of strange timing. I'm not really sure what he's gonna do with that. Possibly just trying to make some kind of wall, I guess. I don't know. Especially for lower league players. I mean, both these players are silver. So, got the spawning pool timing there fairly early, so in this early gas here, possibly going to be seeing some all-in type of build because there's no fast expansion from the Zerg. But anyway, like I was saying, I kind of noticed in a lot of lower league games, people seem to be afraid to leave their ramps open and go for expansions against Zerg and such because of the speed of Zerglings. I mean, there's obviously things you can do against that, like Forge fast expanding can protect you from early pressure as long as you have the units to back it up. But I see a lot of people that wall off every game versus Zerg, just even Protoss. I mean, obviously Terra's going to do it, but Protoss as well because they're just scared to leave. I don't really know why, but I suppose Noodolsky hasn't been exposed to the Forge fast expand build. If you're watching this cast, I suggest you definitely look that up. It's very effective against Zerg. It's pretty standard as well. But yeah, we do see these two gateways forming a type of wall, and I don't know if that's... Yeah, I don't think that's complete. I think that Zealot can get in and out of there, some of the probe. And we also see that Forge going down a third pylon, so we're probably going to see some more photon cannons. Definitely some kind of turtle action going on here, because he's just afraid to leave the base. And wow, we do see the Roach Warren has finished for DrZerg, so we are probably going to see a 7 Roach rush, and that wouldn't surprise me either. Yeah, we see the 3 Roaches, and we're probably going to see some more in production right up there. But yeah, this isn't surprising at all because DrZerg has always told me how he is is very fond of this build, just because of how quickly you can kill people with it if they aren't prepared. And trust me, I fell into it before back in Gold League when I was trying to get down that reactor Hellion expand. If you don't scout out the 7 Roach rush, you know, you see that they don't have a natural expansion. You know they're up to something. I know that now, but before I wasn't really familiar. But yeah, I got my Hellions out. Was trying to do, you know, some Hellion shenanigans, and all of a sudden, you know, there's 7 Roaches on my doorstep, and what are Hellions going to do against that? So you definitely got to scout this out and be prepared for it. It's just another all-in build that you can die to. I wouldn't consider it very cheesy, but you know, I think a lot of people do consider all-in cheese, but I don't know. It's legit, so I don't feel it's too cheesy. But all-ins are all-ins. If you can hold this off, he's got some photon cannons there. He's got one finished already. I don't know how effective it's going to be, but if you can hold it off, he can definitely get ahead of the game here. Let's see what happens here. The photon cannons, only the one is finished, only the one is engaging. These Zealots are going to try to hold these Roaches back to get enough time for these photon cannons to finish and start picking them off. We've got the Zerglings filling in the gaps here, coming in for reinforcements, and almost all of these Roaches are just getting picked away 2 dead, there's only 3 left, and he retreats. Noodolsky successfully holds that 7 roach rush, and DrZerg realized that he didn't have the upper hand in that engagement, and he is retreating. I'd like to see him expand, and there he is. He's doing it right there. Getting his natural down. He realized that his all-in was not effective, so he's got to expand and get ahead of the game. And that's another thing for Noodolsky. He sure did hold that off, but that is a lot of investment into those photon cannons, a lot of minerals. What he needs to do is get an expansion as well, so he can get back in the game. Because if he allows DrZerg to get this hatchery up and continue macroing up without expanding himself, that's not going to be anything holding that off. He needs to expand and keep his lead, which I'm not sure he still has. DrZerg going to be getting this good map control, keeping scouts out at the Zelnaga towers just so we can see anything that's going on. Speed's a little over halfway done. Standardly, it'd be finished by now, but no worries. He doesn't have anything to worry about. And Noodolsky obviously isn't going to be heading out of his base anytime soon. He's going to keep this Ling here, as well as that Overlord, just to scout for the expansion timing, which doesn't appear to be coming anytime soon. He's just content to play off of one base. He's got 3-gate robo, got knobs out, not really doing much, but there it goes. There it goes. And yeah, 3 gates, his robo, and a bunch of minerals dumped into these photon cannons, which are essentially useless at this point. What he needs to do, as I already said quite a few times, is he needs to expand. And if he doesn't expand soon, while DrZerg can continue to run off of 2 bases, he's just going to fall way behind, and he's not going to be able to come back. That's just how StarCraft works, especially in these lower leagues. Macro wins games. I'm not sure why he's placing that spine crawler there. I don't know if he feels vulnerable or something. If I was DrZerg, I'd feel like I had the upper hand at this point, because he knows that his opponent doesn't have an expansion. I don't see any need for that spine crawler, but perhaps he has something else in mind for that. Just content to keep building roaches, and he's getting his lair tech. A little bit slow, but honestly, it's not a big problem. Not a big problem at all. I would suggest that he gets his upgrades, because that is one thing Noodolsky has got over him. He's also scouting him out, so he sees what's going on here. Let's see. Gonna see those roaches probably. Oops. Yep. Seeing all those roaches. I'm expecting him to make some immortals if he knows his unit counters properly. That'd be a good idea to get those immortals, because they just tear right through roaches no matter what. But yeah, like I was saying, Noodolsky, it's one thing he's doing good. He's getting his upgrades, because he made that early forge. Making a robo base, going for some colos. Huh. Alright, we'll see how this works. Colos off of 1 base. Sounds very Scipio-esque to me. But it's a strange kind of a warp prism power field right there. Not sure what he's doing with that, but he's got these lings up here from DrZerg. Still just probably expecting to find an expansion there sometime soon, and using these links to deny it. But yeah, tried to take out that pylon. Tried to get the scout, I guess, or something running up the ramp. All those lings just got killed. Sort of a waste, but he can afford to do that right now. Still no upgrades from DrZerg. No Evo chambers even down. His lair is finished. He's getting that spire. Just because his lair finished, getting that spire. Gonna go for some Yutas. Either that or eventually tech to Broodlords. I don't know if he's actually gonna go for Yutas yet. Seems pretty fine to be masking Roach right now. But he has no idea. He hasn't scouted his opponent. He doesn't know if he's going for Void Rays or something crazy like that. You know, he's just making an assumption that he doesn't have the money to do that kind of expensive things. So, yeah, Noodolsky opting to expand down to his, not even his 3rd, opting to expand to DrZerg's 5th. Not taking his natural, expanding to his 5th. That's another thing that I see a lot of inexperienced players do, is they think that expanding, to other places on the map and hiding their expansion is a good idea, because I mean, if your opponent marches up, your front door, they don't see a natural expansion, they think you're behind, they're going to overcommit. and it also saves this Nexus from being destroyed should they make a big push. But it's kind of, I don't know, that thinking is kind of pointless, because once you've lost your expansions, the game's pretty much over. It's pretty much done. So it's all about your macro. You've got to keep your expansions up. You got to keep good army production, and you have to keep your opponent from destroying your natural, from destroying your third expansion, because once those go down, you're just losing all that income, and the game is basically over at that point. So he's over here going to try to hide this expansion, but what's that is going to result in is just his opponent able to just walk in and crush the main, should he have a bigger army. But it looks like he's getting some photon cannons, so he's trying to go some kind of turtle-ish kind of building over here, but we'll see if he opts to take this natural and get to 3 base, which we do see DrZerg has successfully done as well. Obviously pretty saturated here is natural, same with his main, and got quite a few drones over here, not quite saturated, but he's got some good income coming from his third base over here. And let's check the income tab, and we can see what 3 base does over brand new natural, well, not even natural, second base for Noodolsky. Hardly any probes over here getting some income. It's just pretty saturated over here, and he's essentially quit probe production, which isn't the greatest idea. He needs to keep up his probe production. You see he's got 28 harvesters compared to DrZerg's 53, so obviously DrZerg is very far ahead of the game there. 1,500 minerals per minute, 1,600 compared to 800, so he's got effectively double the income that his opponent does for gas and minerals. And you see a devastating Roach Hydra army just forming right here in the middle of the map. He could basically A-click that into here, and it would just wreck everything. He's got a starport up. You could see Noodolsky isn't comfortable committing to any, any standard type of unit composition. He's got over here it is natural. Well, God, I keep saying that because it's a second expansion, though. It's far from his natural. He's got a handful of Stalkers, Zealots, and Colossi. Colossi can be devastating against these Hydras, but these Roaches are just so tanky they're going to be able to take up all that damage. But like I was saying, he's not comfortable going for one build. I mean, he's going to throw Void Race or something into there. I think that might be what he's working on. Void Race, maybe he's going to even try to take up the carrier. I don't see a fleet beacon in production anywhere, but yeah, getting a Stargate and getting all these different kinds of units. But having this army down here, as we can see, is going to be very devastating because his entire main base is undefended, and I'm afraid this is going to end very badly for Noodolsky if he doesn't scout this out and do something about it very quickly. But we got this Roach Hydra army, no upgrades, and it's still just going to be able to crush this. Down go the photon cannon, so it didn't do anything at all. He sees that there's no natural, so he's just, hey, free march right up the main ramp. He's going to destroy everything. There's a lot of photon cannons here, but they're just too weak to deal with all these Roaches and Hydras. And now we can see that he's going for a counter push. He's going to try to do something about this. He's going to try to make a base race, but all these Corruptors are just going to kill these Colossi so quickly. I assume he didn't even make those Corruptors to counter those Colossi, just actually to rest up Brood Lords. You see that both Colossi are down. This is just going to possibly do a little bit of damage, but he actually pulled back a lot of Roaches and Hydras to clean this up, so yeah, he's going to be very safe. Still maintaining a really really big advantage over here at the Noodolsky main base. These Roaches and Hydras are just cleaning up everything. He's going to run out of production here. Still upgrading a Thermal Lance, but the Robo's done, so that's going to be useless. We're going to see the remainder of DrZerg's army going to come help clean up the main base of Noodolsky. And the funny thing is, DrZerg hasn't even scouted this out yet, but I know he's going to find it soon unless we get a GG here. Not sure when that's going to come. He seems to be fine turtling up down here, thinks he's got a chance. We'll see how quickly DrZerg finds that natural expansion, but this main is just going to fall so quickly. DrZerg's still content to run off of 3 bases. He doesn't need to expand at this point. 20 minutes in the game, he should have 4 or 5 bases, but he is just so far ahead right now. He doesn't have to worry about expanding. A huge ball of Roaches, Hydras, and Lings and everything just crushed in its path. DrZerg doesn't know what to do. He thinks everything from his opponent is dead. But, yeah, he's gonna go do some scouting. Try to find that expansion. Sadly, though, he's not gonna find it. Not for a while, at least, because he's going in the total opposite direction. God, links are so fast. Look at that. Look, they're covering the entire map in a matter of seconds. This isn't even on creep. 4.7, man, that base speed without the creep is faster than Hellions, or faster than race cars. And look, they found it. They found this expansion from Noodolsky. Laser's going to swarm in there and get a ton of probe kills, and once this happens, that is the death blow against Noodolsky. No income means no macro, means no army, and we can't do anything about it. These Lings are going to get picked off here by these photon cannons, but once this Rochin Hydra Ball finishes forming down here, he's just going to be able to A-click once again right into the base, and he won't be able to defend it. Noodolsky is just going to fall right under DrZerg's boot. Come on, where's the A-click? Where's the A-click? Always waiting for 56 Zerglings to finish producing. 200 to supply, this is 26. For some reason, Noodolsky feels that he has a chance. He is very resilient. He hopes he can hold out. And lots of Zerglings showing up to the fray, and they're just going to rush right into this expansion of Noodolsky. Or not. They're just kind of dancing around. Fun stuff, guys. Okay. Alright, and here they go. This is the final blow against Noodolsky. Lots of photon cannons, but this clearly is just going to get crushed. I've just been waiting for this to happen for the past 10 minutes this game. The 7 Roach Rush evolved into Roach Hydra. Very effective, DrZerg. Very effective. This is just going to get cleaned up so quickly. Waiting for a GG from Noodolsky. Surprised it didn't happen like 5-10 minutes ago. There's the GG from Noodolsky. And the GG from DrZerg. Well, both mana players, both being very mana. Noodolsky's left the game. And that puts DrZerg at a 1-0 lead over Noodolsky here on ESV, Core Hollow Compound. Thanks for watching, guys, and let's go on to Game 2.